Hey gang, it's Chris Angel, and I am coming to you today after day 2 of the Rob Bell workshop called Something to Say. And I've got a dinner appointment here in a minute, and I want to I'm in a pretty chill mood, just reflective on 2 days of really great stuff. Yesterday, day 1, the first half of the day, there was a lot of listening because what Rob would do is bring somebody up, sit on a stool, and basically ask the question, where are you stuck? And then they would say where they're stuck, and there would be this conversation, and all these great things, truths would come out, and teachable moments. And the cool thing about doing anything in a community is you can hear your life in somebody else's story, right? Yeah, what's up, Brian? So what I love about, see you soon, by the way. So I was getting some notes from the first half of day 1, just about, and it kind of started small, like stuff about what I could do in my business. And then the second half of the day got really good. And then the first half of this morning was good. Well, I felt like this afternoon, things really opened up. It's like we had to take like a day and a half down the trail into the inner sanctum, if you will, where then things opened up in a really big way, spiritually and experientially, and just like, I don't know, I don't, nothing weird about it or mysterious about it, just that the energy had to warm up for me to get to the space where I just started to look at the bigger lessons of it all, not just the to-do lists from the notes to go back to my business to think about what, right? So one of the things that kept coming up in the 2 days was this advice of, follow it. One of the questions we always ask is like, well, should I do this? Or what should I do? Or is this the right thing to do? Or what did you do? And we're always, in business and in life, always looking for someone else to validate our assumptions or our hunches, or someone to take the risk out of the hunches. So you're like, I kind of want to do this, but did you do it? What worked for you? And the thing is, like, my life is not your life, right? I can tell you what worked for me. I can tell you where I've been, where I've gone, all that. But at some point, only you can live your life. And so there's this really cool invitation to follow it. Follow it. You have a hunch? Cool. Follow it. You have an idea you want to pursue? Great. Follow it. But then you can see, right, the resistance comes up, because it's like, but what if it doesn't work? Well, right. Yeah. Okay, right. Who said anything about it working? That's not what this is. That's not this conversation. And this is why we've lost the magic in life, because we've been confined to a bunch of educated guesses about what we think is going to be the best, the most successful with the least amount of risk. And there's no wonder in it. There's no wonder in it. There's no wonder in your life, because you've reduced your life to a bunch of calculated guesses, right? You're wondering if you should take the next step, and as terrifying and exciting as it feels inside, you can't bring yourself to follow it because you're terrified of the idea that it won't work. What if it doesn't work? I'll bankrupt my home. What if it doesn't work? People will think I'm crazy. What if it doesn't work? I'll be outcast from my community. Right. Yeah, maybe. So what's the alternative? What's the alternative? For you to sit there and always wonder what might have been? For you to sit there and second guess the decisions from here to there? I think what will happen, because this is already happening for me, is at some point what will happen is you'll get to a place where you're just tired of playing by everybody else's rules, and you'll decide in your own wisdom, brought to you by life, you'll decide to just finally do what it is you've been wanting to do for so long. Without guarantee, without training wheels, you'll just go do it. And why will you do it? Not because there is insurance that it will be okay, but you'll do it because you're tired of living life without any wonder. You're tired of living life without any self-expression. You have this thing in you. Follow it. You have this thing that wants to come out. Let it come out and then follow it. See where it goes. It could, like run you into a wall, but not out of malice, not out of like spite, not to get you. But like, yeah, I remember, in college, there was something about that season of life for me where I had so much faith. It was just like faith. I didn't care if there was a guarantee or not. Okay, let's just go. And I think it was fun for me. I think it was attractive to others. And then I got into life and I got into business because I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. And there was this thing that sparked me from reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I followed it. I brought some of that faith from college into this early adult experience of reading Rich Dad Poor Dad and going, oh man, maybe I should get into real estate. And I followed it. Now I went down the road of real estate for years, and there was a lot of it that did not fit. And I'm like, oh, this is not this. I ran into a wall financially for a long time. For a long time. Do you hear me? For a long time. And I could look back on that and be like, yeah, I followed it and it bankrupted me. I followed it and it didn't work. And there were times when I followed it that I questioned, why did I follow it? Why did I do this? What was this for? Could I have been better doing something else? Probably. This was dumb. And in the questioning of it, I started to lose some of the wonder, right? So many times lost the wonder of life and what this is all for. And I'm coming back to this place now where, even as I lead others in things like marketing and your message for the world, still, people want guarantees. And I'm just in the space where I'm open to, it's a little terrifying, but I'm looking at how can I follow it even more, where there's even less structure. Like, how do I just follow it? Because it keeps, like, when I get rid of all of the structure and the expectation and this is how everybody else does it, when I get rid of all that, there's some really cool things percolating inside of me that want to come out. And I'm like, oh my God, what if I followed that? And not in a, like when I was in my 20s, I could follow anything and drop this thing and go to the next thing. I'm not sure that's the answer, right? Like, I don't need to abandon everything I've been building. But I think there's this happy medium space of like, I get to follow it. I get to follow it. And maybe what it's not saying to me right now is just like, drop everything you've been doing. But what I do feel a calling for is to step out of the box I've been trying to build in and be like, where else could this go? And what would this look like? So here's my question for you. You, if you are in business and you live life, where have you stopped yourself from following it? Where is it leading you to go that you're terrified to go? Because there's no guarantee, there's no insurance, there's no model there to follow, to copy. But you can't deny that there is this thing speaking to you. Is it possible that you have lost some of the wonder of life because you stopped following it? And you cashed that in for a bunch of guarantees, which, by the way, there are no guarantees. Right? So that's it, gang. I'm coming to you from all sorts of reflection off of 2 days of amazing content and conversation, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode. If you would like a community that this is in the heart of the community, right? And inside of business and marketing, more specifically, that there is a conversation and a space held for you to follow it while building the thing that's in your heart to build. I invite you to my 6-week program called the Groundswell Method Intensive, because there is a place to both create while still following the it. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can go to groundswellmethod.com. There are some free videos there. On the last page of those videos is an application for the next upcoming Groundswell Method Intensive. Thanks for hanging out with me here tonight. Until tomorrow, when we go live again, here's to you following it.